you're not weak. You're tired because you're misaligned. You're at home thinking about work, and you're at work thinking about home. And then while you're at work and you finally start thinking about work, you start thinking about this project and that project and the other project and the other project. And it feels just like it would if you had 15 flies buzzing around your head, doing circles and circles and circles, and you're trying to keep track of everything. Now, the quickest way to get yourself so that you're not distracted and you're not all over the place is to write down a full list. Get it out of your head, get it out of this swarm of flies, and get it down on paper. Go through and go through the list and find out which of these things doesn't actually need to be done. Find some things that maybe you can get out of. You know, it's one thing if you wind up obligating yourself to things. There is a very real chance that there's some of them that you can say, hey, you know what? I thought that I was going to be able to do it, and I just don't see how I'm going to be able to do it and do a halfway decent job. Sometimes you can find that there are people that say, hey, you know what? Actually, it's not a big deal. Or is there some way that I can lighten the load? Or is there something that you can, I just needed you to actually do these answer two or three questions. Or, you know, sometimes you'll find that it's actually not nearly what you thought it was. Okay. Now, the other things that are yours to do, you need to lay them out in order of priority. Sometimes it's also great to lay them out geographically. These are the things that I need to be doing at home. These are the things that I need to be doing at work. You've got some kind of a notepad. I have these two little notepads that I keep in my pocket, and I write down notes. As I'm going through the day, I keep stuff out of my head. My head is a terrible place to store ideas and insights and that sort of thing. I'm just best if I write it down, and then on Sunday, pull out the notepad, transcribe it into any place that it actually belongs for me to review and work on further. We can feel overwhelmed, we can feel embarrassed, even ashamed sometimes, because we feel like we're weak, or we feel like we are struggling to do things that other people do effortlessly. And one of the things is that most of the people that are actually doing it and looking good at it, if you get close enough and you talk to them, you're going to find that they've got a system and a process for how they get stuff done. You're going to find that the way that you're approaching it, if you tell them what you're doing or how you're trying to do it, they're going to look at you like you're completely insane. They're going to tell you there's no way that anybody could do it the way that you're doing it. And they will tell you, hey, you've got to write this stuff down. You got to have the most organized people that I know have lists that they work from. They do not keep it all in their head. That's not a process of wisdom. That's a process that is really kind of lazy. And if you develop a good habit of keeping your thoughts on paper, take advantage of the fact that you know how to read and write, okay? Get this stuff down on paper and then organize it. Give yourself priorities. One of the greatest things that I discovered about work is that at the end of the day, you know, I'm getting into flow. I get done at a certain time. I get done between 5 and 6 o'clock. I am not going past 6 o'clock, okay? So you know, and sometimes I get done early. I look at my day and I go, hey, you know what? This is a really great place to stop. But most of the time I hit 5 o'clock and I will get the next thing done, and then I'll write myself a note for tomorrow because I'm in flow. I already have an idea. My mind's been thinking about that next project, but I'm not going to start it. So I write myself some notes. Hey, work on this, and this tomorrow, and maybe a couple of insights and some direction for myself, and then set it on my desk. We're done. Now I can go home, and if I'm at home and an idea hits me, because the answers to the questions that you ask, sometimes they just show up at the most random times. You can't find a particular predictability to when the answer is going to show up. You write it down, or you send yourself an email if it's something that is urgent and is going to be needed at work. I write all of this stuff in my notebook that is for just insights and for things to ponder and think about a little more that aren't urgent. Things that are urgent, things that need to get done, that are useful bits of information that I'm going to employ right now. That's the stuff that I send to myself. I want you to know that the way that you're feeling is reasonable. The way that you are looking at your life and the way that you're feeling out of sorts and anxious, that is going to be largely because of the habits that you have and the way that you're employing your mind. So I've got some other videos that talk about how to organize your day, and don't treat organize your day as a bad thing. Treat organize your day as, maybe call it, make my life more effective, make my life more efficient. Maybe that would be the way to look at it, because those are really positive things, right? Nobody says, I want to be less effective, I want to be less efficient. But it's always through organization that we get there. It doesn't need to be anything that is extreme on structure, but you do need to have some structure so that you get the right things done in the right order. Okay, I'm Adam Funderburg, and you can find all of the stuff that you need right here on at my website, adamfunderburg.com, and I will catch up with you later. Bye-bye.